Diddy's world is crumbling fast. A denied trial delay, new victims stepping forward, and shocking rumors about his adopted daughter are exploding online. This scandal is bigger than anyone expected. Let's dive in and break it all down.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Eva Baroni Combs? Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided.
What are we doing tonight, baby?
We're making desserts for our bonfire tomorrow.
Okay.
And like everyone that was invited has to bring something, and then our thing that we had to bring was dessert.
Internet sleuths are exposing Diddy's disturbing relationship with Ava Baron Combs in shocking new detail. Rewind to 2020, Diddy emotionally revealed on Instagram Live that he'd adopted then 12-year-old Ava, who allegedly wanted a black father after living on streets. The video turned stomachs when Diddy planted an uncomfortable kiss on her cheek during the broadcast. But TMZ later dropped a truth bomb. No legal adoption paperwork exists. Now the ultimate gut punch. Facial recognition software shows near-perfect matches between Ava and multiple missing children reports from the same period. Was this vulnerable girl actually kidnapped before becoming Diddy's daughter? The timeline is terrifying.
Around and found some old photos that go back many years. She was with him when she was very, very young, so she is in fact his adopted daughter. Some are saying this woman in the background here is her mother, but nothing is confirmed. You can see she's been with him in interviews, hanging out with Diddy's daughters. She was seen everywhere with Diddy's daughter. Here's another one. And I mean, they go way back. And here's a few more. So it shows that, yes, indeed, they spent time together and they grew up together. This is, in fact, their sister and Diddy.
For years, whispers have swirled around Sean Diddy Combs and his treatment of minors. But now, those whispers have turned into deafening accusations. Multiple sources close to the music mogul describe his relationship with his adopted son, Quincy, as deeply unsettling. Freddie P., a former collaborator, claims he witnessed inappropriate behavior between Diddy and Quincy dating back to the boy's childhood. Why was he so obsessed with another man's child? Freddie questions, suggesting Diddy kept Quincy unnaturally close, not out of love, but control. That boy knows secrets. And when someone like Diddy has that kind of hold over a kid who isn't even his, that's how abuse cycles start. Tragically, this pattern appears to have extended to Diddy's other sons. Christian Combs now faces a bombshell lawsuit from Grace O'Marie, a 26-year-old stewardess who alleges he sexually assaulted her during a 2022 yacht party she believed would be a wholesome family trip. Instead, she describes a nightmarish scene of drugged drinks, predatory behavior, and Christian allegedly groping her after pressuring her to take shots. Even more chilling? This mirrors allegations in other lawsuits against Diddy himself, claims of spiked drinks and calculated exploitation. Meanwhile, Diddy's son Justin is implicated in covering up a violent studio shooting, with witness Lil Rod Jones alleging both Combs' men fled the scene and orchestrated a false drive-by story for police. The Combs family's alleged crimes don't stop at physical abuse. Diddy's children are now aggressively blocking the publication of their late mother Kim Porter's memoir, which insiders say exposes Diddy's sex trafficking operations. Their cease and desist against Porter's friend Courtney Burgess, who possesses the manuscript, reeks of desperation. They claim they own her diaries, a source scoffs, but really, they're terrified of the truth coming out. This suppression tactic echoes Hollywood's darkest traditions, where predators like Diddy allegedly operate with impunity. Take Demi Moore, who wrote about being sold by her mother at 15 for $500, a horrifying parallel to claims that minors attended Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. The most damning evidence? The sheer volume of accusers. From Cassie's upcoming testimony about years of abuse to multiple Jane Does alleging trafficking, a pattern emerges of Diddy weaponizing his power. Even his inner circle seems to be turning. 50 Cent's Netflix documentary promises to expose the open secret of Diddy's alleged crimes, while insiders like Orlando Brown, once dismissed as crazy, are being vindicated for their warnings. As Diddy's trial looms, one thing becomes clear: this isn't just about one man's downfall. It's about an industry that enabled him for decades. The question now isn't whether Diddy will face consequences, But how many powerful figures will go down with him? Diddy's empire of exploitation is crumbling from the inside out. Even his own family has turned their backs on him. His adopted sons, Justin and Quincy, who entered Diddy's orbit as a vulnerable 3-year-old, are now embroiled in their own legal firestorm, named alongside their father in explosive lawsuits. The evidence is damning. Surveillance footage allegedly places Justin at Diddy's depraved freak-off parties, while legal filings from ex-producer Lil Rod claim Justin played an active role in concealing a drive-by shooting linked to Diddy. But the horror doesn't stop there. Court documents suggest Justin wasn't just a bystander, he was allegedly knee-deep in the corruption, accused of recruiting sex workers and facilitating the very abuse his father stands accused of. The most chilling revelation? This wasn't just a cycle of abuse, it was a family business. And now, as the walls close in, Diddy's heirs are finding out, loyalty has its limits when the law comes knocking. The walls are closing in on Diddy as a federal judge just slammed the door on his desperate attempt to delay trial. Explosive new evidence has uncovered 3 additional victims ready to testify. In a stunning betrayal, Diddy's own family has abandoned him in court, with bombshell rumors swirling that his adopted stepdaughter Ava Barron Combs is being subpoenaed. Social media detectives have dropped a nuclear revelation. Ava may actually be a missing child, with eerie photo evidence matching her face to nationwide Amber Alerts from the exact time Diddy adopted her. This twisted fairy tale keeps getting darker by the minute. But she still handed him the keys to my destruction. She still left me vulnerable. The ugly reality? Everyone around them knew. Everyone in the industry was well aware of what Diddy was doing behind the closed doors of his infamous freak-off parties. It wasn't whispered rumors. It was common knowledge. Children were brought to those parties. Children. And there is actual, undeniable video evidence to back it all up. The celebrities, the ones we cheered for, admired, envied, they knew. They saw the darkness. They felt it. And still, they kept going back. Why? Simple. They didn't care. Their fame, their access, their status, that was all that mattered. The exploitation of the vulnerable was just background noise. Yet amid the ocean of silence, one voice never wavered. 50 Cent. He has long been a rare, defiant figure calling out Diddy for who he truly was. While the others kept quiet, pretending not to see, 50 kept naming the rod. And now, the truth will finally be shown to the world. 50 Cent has announced a new docuseries coming to Netflix, a series that promises to expose the twisted underbelly of the industry. And this time, there will be no way to look away. But history has shown us, whenever someone tries to peel back the curtain and expose the monsters hiding in plain sight, the system kicks into defense mode. It's the same story every time. Those who speak out are ridiculed, labeled crazy, mocked until their credibility is shredded. One example stands out sharply: Orlando Brown. Once a beloved Disney star, Orlando tried to lift the veil. He tried to tell the truth about Diddy and the world behind the glitter. And what happened? He was torn apart by the media, mocked, dismissed, branded as insane. But if you really listen to what Orlando said, if you listen without prejudice, you hear a chilling reality. If you're at a Diddy party, he said, and there's fresh blood in the room, Diddy's gonna move on it. Don't bring your girlfriend to a Diddy party. Don't bring anyone you care about. This wasn't a rant. It was a warning. One we all laughed off because the truth was too ugly to confront. Even 50 Cent has shared how he became uncomfortable around Diddy. He recalls how Diddy approached him in ways that crossed lines. He hugged you from the front and the back at the same time. 50 remembered with visible discomfort. Diddy once offered to take 50 shopping, but it wasn't an innocent gesture. The tone, the intent behind it, was off. That's not something you say to another man. That's something you say to a woman you're pursuing, 50 said, shaking his head. Unlike 50, others weren't so quick to back away. Meek Mill, for instance, jumped at the opportunity to cozy up to Diddy, desperate for the fame and validation that came with it. Diddy lured him with attention and promises, offering to hang out, to go shopping, to dress him up in designer labels. And Meek, like many others, went along, never asking what the cost would be. The thing is, Diddy wasn't hiding. His behavior wasn't tucked away behind closed doors. It was right there, out in the open, flashing like a neon sign. But most people didn't want to see it. They were too mesmerized by the glitz, too desperate to belong. The way people respond matters. 50 Cent chose to walk away. Others leaned closer, convincing themselves that nothing was wrong. And when 50 spoke out, the industry mocked him. They said he was jealous, a hater, crazy. But now the same people who sneered at him are finally feeling the cracks in their foundations. Now they're scrambling to explain why they stayed silent for so long. I've been the crazy guy for a long time, 50 says, almost laughing at the irony. They said I was bitter. They said I was making it up. And now the stories are pouring out, and the pain can no longer be denied. The truth is, 50 Cent can speak freely because he's one of the few who never got his hands dirty. He was never a regular at Diddy's freak-offs. He never traded his integrity for a seat at the table. Unlike the others, he doesn't have skeletons rattling in his closet. When asked if he worried about past mistakes resurfacing, 50 didn't hesitate. "Look," he said bluntly, "I took a pill once, but that was for me, to be better for her, to make her remember me. I didn't drug someone to make them forget. I wasn't trying to erase what happened. I wasn't trying to manipulate or exploit. That's the difference. That's why 50 stands tall while others crumble." In a world where silence is bought and souls are sold, he chose something rarer. He chose integrity. And now, the full weight of the truth is about to crash down on an industry that spent decades trying to hide it.